Good morning all. Today we are going to study about the inductance of three-phase overhead lines. In our last session, we have studied about the inductance of single-phase two-wire system. In order to determine the inductance of three-phase overhead line, the three-phase system which is taken into consideration is shown here. Each of these conductors A, B and C indicates the conductors of each phase. When these three conductors are placed at equal distances apart, then the system is said to be in symmetrical spacing. But if the distances are not equal, just like how it is shown in this figure, that is the distance between the conductors are D1, D2 and D3, then the system is said to be in unsymmetrical spacing. While determining the inductance of three-phase overhead line, it is assumed that the load is a balanced one. If the load is balanced one, then definitely the sum of the currents, that is IA, IB and IC, which are flowing through all these phase conductors is equal to 0. It is clearly shown here. Next we are going to find the flux linkage with conductor A. This conductor A will be associated with both internal flux and external flux linkages of the current which is flowing through this conductor itself. In addition to that, external flux linkages due to the current which are flowing through both these conductors B and conductor C. Therefore, the flux linkages due to the internal flux and external flux with conductor A is given by the standard relation which we have derived in the last session, nu 0 Ia by 2 pi into 1 by 4 plus integral r to infinity dx by x. Next we have to determine the external flux linkage due to the current flowing through conductor B and conductor C. From the standard relation of the external flux linkage which we have obtained from the previous video session, the relation for external flux linkage due to the current which is flowing through this conductor B can be written in the standard form as nu 0 Ib by 2 pi integral r to infinity dx by x. That particular relation will be giving you the total external flux linkage due to the current which is flowing through this conductor B. But in our case, we have to find the external flux linkage due to the current which is flowing through this conductor B, which is associated with conductor A. In that case, this portion of the external flux linkage due to the current which is flowing through this conductor B need not be taken into consideration. Therefore, while writing the standard relation, the relation gets modified into the form nu 0 Ib by 2 pi integral of d3 to infinity. You have to take the flux linkage only from d3 portion to infinity. You don't have to take it from r to infinity. The same relation is shown here, nu 0 Ib by 2 pi integral d3 to infinity dx by x. Similarly, you can find the flux linkage with conductor A due to current IC or the current which is flowing through the conductor C. This relation is obtained in the same manner just like how we have obtained this relation. Next we have to find the total flux linkage with conductor A. Just like we mentioned now, the total flux linkage associated with conductor A will be both the internal and external flux linkages due to the current which is flowing through conductor A, external flux linkages of conductor B and conductor C. We have to add these three relations. Then further simplifying, we will be able to fetch log infinity common from the relations. Since our system which we have assumed is a balanced one, that is the loads are balanced one, therefore just like we have mentioned before, Ia plus Ib plus Ic term will be 0. So in this relation you have to substitute this whole term as 0. Then you will be left with this relation. This is the relation for flux linkage associated with conductor A under unsymmetrical condition. Next we are going to see the case of symmetrical spacing. In the case of symmetrical spacing, I have already told that the distance d1, d2 and d3 are one and the same. So this three distance d1, d2, d3 can be equated to a common distance d. In this relation, if you are making the substitution for d3 and d2 as d, then you will be able to get the relation for flux linkage associated with conductor A in the case of symmetrical spacing. Further simplifying, you will be able to get a term IB plus IC, but from the condition of balanced load system, we know that IA plus IB plus IC is equal to 0. So you can make the substitution for IB plus IC as minus IA, minus of minus IA becomes plus IA. Then you will be able to take the IA term common from these two terms, and finally you will be getting the total flux linkage associated with conductor A under symmetrical condition as nu 0 IA by 2 pi into 1 by 4 plus natural log of d by r. This relation is same as that of the total flux linkage of a conductor in a single phase two-wire system. Once if we know the value of total flux linkage, we can easily find the value of inductance by dividing it with the current which is flowing through that conductor. So you will be getting the value of inductance as nu 0 by 2 pi into 1 by 4 plus natural log of d by r. So this is the relation for inductance of conductor A under symmetrical spacing condition. Next we are going to study the case of unsymmetrical spacing. As I have already said, in the case of unsymmetrical spacing, the distance between the phase conductors are not equal. You will be able to see that in this diagram also. The conductor 1 in this position is indicating the phase A conductor, whereas conductor 2 in this position indicates the phase B conductor, and conductor 3 in this position is indicating the phase C conductor, and the distance between these three conductors are not the same. The distance between these two conductors are D1, between these two are D3, and between this one and the last one is D2. Under this condition of unsymmetrical spacing, the flux linkages and inductance of each phase are not the same. This is due to the fact that the phase conductors are placed at different distances apart. If you try to write down the relation for total flux linkage associated with conductor A, conductor B and conductor C under unsymmetrical condition, you will be able to find that the flux linkages terms will be different ones. That is, the relation for flux linkages will be different ones. Due to this, the inductance values also will be different one. These different values of inductance will cause the inductive reactance values also to be a different one. Hence, therefore, the voltage drops in all these three phases will be also different, which consecutively will result in unequal voltage distribution at the receiving end. This unequal voltages obtained at the receiving end is not actually a favorable condition. It is a necessary condition to obtain the same voltage, that is equal phase voltages at the receiving end. In order to achieve that, transposition is done under unsymmetrical condition. In transposition, we are interchanging the position of each conductor at regular intervals in such a way that each conductor will be occupying the original position of the other one over an equal distance. This exchange of position is said to be transposition. The diagram which is shown here is actually a unsymmetrical transposed three-phase system. If you see in this diagram, initially the position of phase A conductor, phase B conductor and phase C conductor are shown here. After some distance, you will be able to see the positions are interchanged. The position of conductor A will be in the position of conductor B. See, the position of conductor B will be in the position of conductor C, and the position of conductor C will be in the position of conductor A. These positions will be retained here for the same distance as in position 1. Then the position of conductor C will be occupied by conductor B, position of conductor A will be occupied by conductor C, and position of conductor B will be occupied by conductor A. So if you are seeing here, the positions are interchanged in such a way that each conductor will be occupying the original position of the other over an equal distance. This particular arrangement of conductors is said to be transposition. This is actually done in order to achieve the equal voltages at the receiving ends. Now let's obtain the relation for total flux linkage and inductance of this unsymmetrical transpose system. The assumptions which are taken into consideration here are the loads are a balanced one, that is the sum of IA, IB and IC is 0, and each of these three sections, see this is actually one section, this is the next section and this is the third section, and each section is of 1 meter length. The current IA can be written as I angle 0, IB can be written as I angle 120 and IC can be written as I angle minus 120. While converting it into rectangular form, you will be getting the relation like this. We have already obtained the total flux linkage associated with conductor A under unsymmetrical condition. That same relation is shown here. In this relation, you have to give the substitution for IA, IB and IC. For IA, we have substituted as I, and for IB, we have made the substitution as I into minus 0.5 minus J 0.866. Similarly for IC also. Thereafter, we will be simplifying the relation. This 0.5 into natural log of D3 plus natural log of D2 can be written as natural log of square root of D2 D3. Similarly here also, natural log of D3 minus natural log of D2 can be written as natural log of D3 by D2. These are the basic logarithmic operations which you have studied in your school classes. Then we will be taking current I common from this relation and we will be getting the relation like this. We can get the value of inductance by simply dividing this relation with the current. After making the substitution of nu 0 as 4 pi into 10 raised to minus 7, the relation for inductance is this. After further simplifying, we will be getting the inductance of conductor A in a transposed unsymmetrical system like this. Just like how we have determined the flux linkage associated with conductor A and the inductance of conductor A, we can easily determine the inductances of conductor B and conductor C in the same manner. Thereafter, we can find the inductance of each line conductor by taking the average of inductance LA, LB and LC. This average value has to be taken because the inductance of conductor A at this position and this positions are different. At this position, the inductance of conductor A is same as that of the conductor B at this position. Similarly, at this particular position, the inductance of conductor A is same as that of the inductance value of conductor C at this position. Therefore, if we know the inductance of conductor A, conductor B and conductor C in these three positions, due to transposition, these positions are occupied by conductor A in equal intervals. Hence, to determine the total inductance of conductor A, you have to find the average values of inductance of conductor A, conductor B and conductor C at position 1. That is being shown here. Further simplifying it, we will be getting the relation like this. This particular term can be said to be the equivalent equilateral spacing in the case of a transposed unsymmetrical system. It is shown here. It is actually the equivalent equilateral spacing in the case of unsymmetrical transposed system. Now the numerical problems are here. All these three problems are direct substitution one. In the first problem, it's the case of a symmetrical spacing one. You can directly make the substitution into the relation and can find out the answer. In the second problem, you have to find the inductance when the system is a transposed one. This is also a direct substitution one. The values of D1, D2, D3 all are given. Now the third problem, this to a direct substitution one. All of you must solve these problems. From this, it's very clear that you must by heart the relations in the case of a transposed unsymmetrical system. While considering the case of symmetrical system, the relation is same as that of the inductance relation which we have obtained in the case of a single phase two-way system. Only if you know the relations you will be able to solve these problems. With that, we are completing today's session. Thank you.